The Chiefs didn't hesitate for a single second on this. Let's talk about it. Woohoo! How we doing, Chiefs Kingdom? The Chiefs traded offensive lineman tackle Wanya Morris to the Atlanta Falcons, and we're going to have a good discussion about that amongst a lot of other things today. Real quick, just want to shout out Prize Picks for sponsoring today's live stream. We'll have more on them in a little while. But, Mike, give me the details on this Wanya Morris trade, brother.
Man, the Wanya Morris trade, this thing come on fast and furious. It was just the other day I had a video about Kaleb Benson sticking out in practice, getting a couple first-team reps with the offense. It was the first day of OTAs. And the next thing we know that night, Wanya's demanding a trade. And Brett Veach and the Chiefs did not blink with this bad boy. Like, they were like, screw it, let's get rid of him.
Bye.
Yeah, Jordan Schultz come out and said, here we are, the Chiefs trading Wanya. We get a 6th-round pick from the Falcons in 2027. We give away a 7th-round pick and Wanya Morris. So it's basically a 7 for a 6. Look, here's the thing. I know it's only a 7 for a 6, so ultimately it's probably going to be like 220-ish, you know, somewhere in the 200s for like maybe 200. So you're maybe only going up like 20 or 30 spots. Dude, I didn't think we were going to get anything for Wanya Morris. If you would have told me we'd have got a bag of hot Cheetos and a Powerade, I'd have been like, well, we won. I mean, it's that simple.
Sometimes them hot Cheetos hit the spot, brother, let me tell you. But, hey, listen to this. The Chiefs traded Wanya Morris for the simple fact that they're not going to use Wanya Morris. He is no use to the Chiefs.
No.
He was not part of the tackle competition coming up with these right tackles. They already said that Jalen Moore's probably going to get first crack. We're going to talk about a little bit about that here in a little while. But I don't think they even intended to ever use Wanya. And here's the thing. Wanya Morris had his opportunities, Mike. He started 16 games, but he sucked. He gave up too many pressures, too many penalties. He was inconsistent. I mean, he could run block a little bit, but, I mean, it just wasn't enough. I mean, when you have someone like Patrick Mahomes back there, just okay enough is not good. That's not what you want. Wanya could never get there. And it's kind of sad that they spent a 3rd-round pick on him, to be quite honest. But here's the thing. His contract was up after this year anyway. And they're not going to retain him. They're not going to keep him. So guess what? Brett Veach does what he always does, and he gets some kind of draft capital for somebody instead of letting them walk for free at the end of the year. But we're going to use them anyway, so I think it was a genius move, even if it's just moving up the draft board a little bit. I mean, those types of things, they turn into trades later in the draft. They turn into lots of other things that benefit the Chiefs in a much bigger way than what you think. So you think, oh, well, didn't really get much for him, just swapped a pick or this or that, but it's like that could mean something later.
I think it was a great trade. I don't even know how Brett Veach managed to get the trade, and I don't see how he got it so fast, to be honest. Now, they did say that they worked together on this trade, so maybe Wanya knew some people within Atlanta that thought that maybe they could use him. If you remember, Atlanta signed Jawaan Taylor over the offseason, so they've adopted our bad right tackles, okay? They're just going to go ahead, send them on over to Michael Penix, that poor dude, okay? But here's what I'll say. I think Brett Veach did a great job. Like you said, he wasn't under contract after this year. A lot of Chiefs Kingdom didn't like Wanya anyways. He just didn't pan out. Now, that is an indictment on Andy Heck, to be honest. Like, he just doesn't develop people as well as I think he should. He needs to get that together this year because I think you've got an opportunity with Kaleb Benson. You've got an opportunity with some of these younger guys here, like Esapole. You've got to get this together. You've got to make sure Kingsley is progressing this year. Josh Simmons is progressing this year. Let's get this offensive line back up to like really good standards. We got to protect Patrick Mahomes 100%, but we need to run the ball with Kenneth Walker and different things. So we've got to do this kind of stuff. It starts with Andy Heck, and look, I think Brett Veach, killer job getting rid of Wanya Morris and so quick. I don't think anybody thought we was going to get anything from Wanya. And that's no offense to Wanya, by the way.
No. Let's talk about how bad he is, and I will say no offense.
Coming off of an ACL injury, too.
Well, here's the thing, man. The Chiefs were able to gain some value, and they gained roster flexibility. Now they have a spot open. So I think it was a win-win for the Chiefs. Shout out Chiefs 007 with the 5-bomb. Says, let's freaking go. Headed home from vacay. Get to listen to the dogs. Let's go, baby. Hope you had a good time, brother.
Yeah,
hope
man.
You had a good vacation. We got a 10-bomb from Gray Skull. Says, I hope the trade means that they like what we have at right tackle. I'm an Esapole fan. Falcons won't make the playoffs, so mid-6th. And everyone knows our 7th is a last pick of the draft. hell yeah, it's going to be gray skull. That's how it's going to go. But yeah, man, I'm with you. I think we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but I think that the Chiefs know what they have at right tackle right now, and it might not be the greatest thing in the world. It might still seem like some question marks, and there's going to be a battle for that starting position. But Wanya wasn't part of the conversation. He just wasn't. He never was. So, I mean, I think this is just, like you said, all arrows point to Wanya wasn't going to do shit anyway. So let's get rid of him and gain something for it. Especially when he's how does Wanya Morris demand a trade anyway? That cracked me up when I first saw the news. But
I mean, if he don't want to be there, they don't want him there. That's
right.
for sure.
It's just funny. You don't expect someone like a Wanya Morris to be like, trade me.
I think he just seen that he had no chance to get on the field this year.
Right. Mike, our boy Shane in the house with the 5 bomb says, I'm glad Morris is gone. And yeah, I'm surprised we got anything for him. I never really liked his playing style or personality. Yeah, man, Wanya seemed like a lot of fans didn't like Wanya's personality because he seemed very
he was just nonchalant.
Like he didn't care. Like even when he was playing bad, he didn't look concerned in the least. He would be smiling, laughing on the sidelines. Of course, he had some drug charges or something. People didn't like that. People just didn't think Wanya's head was in the game, and his play kind of reflected that. So I mean, maybe there's something to it. But I appreciate the 5, Shane. That's freaking awesome, brother. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, Mike, let's talk about that tackle position for a second. There's going to be a battle there. Pete Sweeney tweeted out, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid confirms and acknowledges that the right tackle position is an open competition. He said he feels good about whomever wins it. Reid made it sound like Jalen Moore will get the first crack, which I mentioned earlier. Other candidates should include Khalil Benson and Esapole. Mike, I know that Khalil Benson kind of came out of nowhere, but I really love the fact that the Chiefs were able to get this guy as a UDFA. He's a proven champion in college. He played at 2 different programs there, one with Colorado with the Sanders guys, and then he played in Indiana when they won this national championship. And he's a good tackle, and I think for them to be able to get him as a UDFA, and they already paid him, I think they see a lot of good things in him, and he even got first-team reps and everything like that at practice. So I think they're excited about that. And we know that Esapole is a fan favorite. Everybody likes Esapole. He's just been since he got in here, and he kind of got stuck out there, put his feet to the fire early, and he performed. He performed really well, and I think people got really excited about that and wanted to see more. So what do you think about the entire right tackle battle that's going to be going on in camp? 2 things. Do you think they'll add anybody else to the mix? And if they don't, do you think that Jalen Moore will win that thing?
Yeah, first off, praise God. You guys are getting to go out on vacation, have a good time, enjoying your summer, and that's what I like to see. And let's be thankful for the small things. Number 2, here's what I'll say. I'll say this. I like what Khalil Benson brings. That was a guy that once we signed him as a UDFA, I actually pointed that out on X. I was like, hey, this is a guy to watch here. Now, I wasn't the only one to do that. There was a few others that did that because you could see it in his film. Now, I did think that he was a little flat-footed. Maybe his footwork needed to be better. But Andy Reid came out today and said he was impressed by his footwork. So maybe he got together with some coaching over the offseason, and that may have been a weakness to why he wasn't drafted. And he worked on it, and he got here and got in camp, and it looks good now. Congrats to him for doing that as well. Right. I want somebody that's a dog that wants to come in here and get better every single day and grind. But I'm with you. Jalen Moore is going to get first crack. We paid Jalen Moore a lot of money. And I think he's capable of doing it, but if he's not, I like that 3 right there. I think Pole is a swing. I think he could go both ways. Benson may be able to do that too. I'm not completely sure if he could do it, but I do think Pole could absolutely do that. He was doing the left tackle last year, and he looked really good in the preseason. So I'm excited about the way it's looking. I've honestly, throughout 3 days of OTA, Steve, I've been more reassured that our roster feels a little more solid in spots that we thought. I mean, let's think about it. We looked completely thin at tackle going into the draft. We thought we were even going to take one in the first round, and now we're trading off depth pieces.
Right.
We thought the corner was a little bit of a shaky thing, and then we draft 2, and then now we've got Snead back in the game, and it feels like not a weakness at this point. It feels like a strength, and it's like we're depending on guys to come in and play well. We're depending on health and a lot of things and development, and this is where our coaches go make your money, man. Develop these guys, get them healthy.
Right. Well, I mean, your right tackle problem, if you will, that's the big problem on the offensive line. I think people are pretty excited about how Josh Simmons is looking. He's looking ripped, looking cut. He's trying to add some more weight and be up to 300 pounds. could be a dog, man. He had a lot of problems going on last year in his rookie season. You know, he had the family stuff, had some injury issues, but he still played pretty damn well for a rookie thrown over at left tackle. So I'm looking for him to have a big season. I think Kingsley is going to continue to develop as a guard. He's definitely got all the physical traits. He's got the ability to do it, and it looked like he was getting more comfortable with it last season. So I think this year he's going to be even better. And, of course, we got our dogs, Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith. We don't have to worry about those two. So this right tackle, that's kind of the weak link on the offensive line. And if I'm looking at it, I think Jalen Moore, he has experience in the league to be able to take over that position, win it outright, and play well. He didn't impress anybody last season when he played over at right tackle. But, you know, it's about getting comfortable and getting used to what you're doing. And I think that he is a professional and he will do that. And if not, I love the promise of the other two because I'm just like everybody else. I'm a fan of Asa Polle. I think he did very, very good for getting thrown out there as a rookie. And was he an undrafted rookie? Got thrown out there and did very, very well. And then Khalil Benson's kind of in the same boat as he was
Same
last
as Khalil,
season.
yeah, 100%.
But Khalil Benson, dude, I'm really excited about, you know, the possibilities of Khalil Benson because I think that he could be a guy that teams overlooked in this draft. He really could be. He could be that sleeper, right? Like offensive lineman that could come in and play right tackle for a team. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. And
yeah.
If they don't have
Major
anybody,
Chip, Major Chip wrote in the chat. I can't bring it up. My computer's going slow today, so Steve's doing all the clicking today. But I did see this in the chat. He asked, "What number is Snead going to wear?" Snead
38.
got back his number. So Kevin Knowles has now switched over to Jalen Watson's number. So now, you know, everything's going right. I discussed that in the video just yesterday I put out. Snead come back in. It's like the order's falling back into place for us.
Let's go, baby. Shane said he's on vacation as well, out in Broncos territory in, is it Manitou Springs?
Manitou Springs. Manitou?
Manitou. Rachel and I celebrated our 3-year anniversary of my 34th birthday. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I like that,
hope you all had
man.
a good time, Shane, and congrats on the anniversary and happy birthday, brother. And then we got Renee in the house, been a member for 19 months. What's going on, Renee? Hope you're doing well. Hopefully it's a good year, baby. That's all. We got a 20 bomb, Mike, from Chiefs 007.
Let's go, baby.
So did y'all see Kelsey predict his stats for next season? He said 100 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 12 tutties. He also said Patty is going to have a career year. Randy Moss then went on to say how much K9 is going to open everything up. And that's the key. I think if they use the run game efficiently and effectively, we now have a running back that is a dog. Like he's going to be able to make other teams plan for him. He's going to make other teams have to acknowledge an Andy Reid run game. And if you have to pay attention to an Andy Reid run game, then that opens up the floodgates for what Andy Reid can do in the rest of the game. And I think that it will be beneficial for all the players. Now, obviously, Travis Kelce is being, my words are fleeting me, but he's being optimistic about how, his stats are going to look at the end of the season. Now, is it unrealistic? You might say, yeah. But, I mean, honestly, from what Kelsey's done in his career, it's not. Him and Patrick Mahomes, they have that connection. They always have. It's not gone anywhere. It looked a little bad last season. Looked a little off. But it's coming back. It'll be fine. And Pat's coming off that injury, Mike. He's going to be looking for the old tried and true things. He's going to be looking for security blankets. And Travis Kelce is just that. So, but I am with Randy Moss. I think that this offense could open up. And we could see big years from all these guys.
Yeah, if the offense opens up, Kelce works. He works underneath, and I think Kelsey's going to want to go out, on a good note, and I think Pat will let him do that, and I think he's going to be a security blanket for Pat as well. I hope Pat can get in the pocket here, and he can work on this pocket passing a little bit more, because I do feel like his pocket passing, not wanting to get so antsy, not wanting to get out all the time, setting his feet, taking good drop backs, doing good footwork, proper mechanics, and hitting receivers on spots. I think Pat could benefit from this, and I think he's even called that out, but I think Kelce benefits from that as well. So I'm happy for that one. Seen in the chat, Steve, Chris said it's pronounced Manitou Springs. And he lives 10 minutes from there. So Shane and Chris, meet up, have a little dinner, have a little chew with the crew over in Colorado, huh?
Yeah, do it. Why not? Mike, let's move it along a little bit. Let's talk about our first round draft pick, number 6 overall, if you will. Mansoor Delane, baby.
Let's go.
Got Nate Taylor tweeting out Andy Reid said Mansour Delane is dealing with a shoulder injury. We kept him out of practice for that reason. Reid said the Chiefs expect Delane to be ready when training camp starts. People have been kind of curious what's going on with him. Why is he over there not participating? Now we know there's some sort of shoulder injury. Obviously, I don't know anything about it. All I know is what Andy Reid had to say. It's probably not anything crazy. It's probably them playing the safeguard, something touch and go, nothing to worry about, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's much either. He's missed all of OTAs. I've talked about this twice this week throughout videos if you haven't caught those. I just kept telling everybody, don't panic. This is precautionary. Xavier Worthy has been precautionary as well. A lot of people are saying he's looked really good at camp too. So it's mandatory OTAs, don't get me wrong, but that just means they want everybody in there in the building on the same page, getting the playbook, running through sets, learning things like that. They're not worried about it. It's not physical. You can't hit. You can't do things like that. So let's just put them out there, keep them safe in any way. And more than likely, Delane probably learns just as much on the sideline because he's going to be right there with coaches, learning things, watching things. Now maybe he gets to watch L'Jarius Sneed come in, and from an outside view, you get to watch a guy like that, a veteran in the system that knows what Spags wants. Could be very beneficial for him to just sit there and watch a little bit.
Yeah. I would say right now, nothing burger. Now, if it lingers and he starts missing a lot of camp and missing this and that, and we have like a Felix Anudiko-Uzomah moment where it's like, hey, this guy just got drafted in the first round. He's not even participating in anything. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to get him behind the eight ball. But at the same time, I think Mansour Delane's just fine. Nothing to worry about at the moment. Mike, we got a 5-bomb from Monterey Woods, baby. Says, you think they'll restructure Humphrey or another starter for a wide receiver or defensive in depth? And here's my initial thoughts with that. Maybe. Brett Veach has been very active this offseason. He's not been shy. So if they think they need to add some depth at any position, I think they might try to weasel a way to make that happen. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. What do you think?
He's got to make another move at some point. I think right now our cap's only looking at like 3.5. You probably got to have more than that going in for safety measures, roster turnover, different things like that throughout the season, through the first part of camp, through everything. He's probably got to do something. I think it comes here soon. I don't know who it is. I think Humphrey's definitely a good candidate for that. Trey Smith's a good candidate. Nick Bolton's a good candidate for that. I didn't think George Karlaftis would have been the first one they would have went after today. Or not today, but just this year in the offseason. Yeah. But they did, and that means that they are content on paying Karlaftis for a long time. They don't see him going anywhere in the immediate future. That's why you may not want to mess with Chris Jones. You don't want to mess with that contract. But I would think Creed and Trey Smith, they're going to lock them up for probably lifers, to be honest. The Patrick Mahomes deal, that didn't really add anything onto this cap number. But it could free some up. I'm not 100% sure there. You may have to go back and look at that, but there's a few good, sources to find that as well. I just don't know it just now, but I would say they got to do something here soon.
Wouldn't you say every time the Chiefs make a move now, even like just trading Wanya Morris and creating a little bit of roster flexibility, don't you think that Stephon Diggs starts holding on to his seat a little tighter each time? Because it's kind of odd to me that after such a productive season last year, Stephon Diggs is still out there floating around. Like, it's kind of odd that nobody's really made a move at this guy. Is he waiting for something? Could there be a restructure? Is that the guy that Brett Veach wants to get? I mean, that kind of a veteran presence in the wide receiver room would be fantastic. So to me, I think this is all still on the table. And I think it's that's a good question to ask, Montre. I appreciate the 5-bomb,
I'm
brother.
not for sure. Well, to answer his question again, because I didn't really say if I think he's going to get an edge rusher or what, but a lot of people are still wanting Cam Jordan. And then, of course, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, those names are floating. I don't know if the Chiefs really feel like they need the wide receiver like the fans do. Again, they're very hell-bent on getting Rashee Rice back and thinking he's going to contribute and it's just going to be okay. And
historically, they're more of the team that would rather pay a cheap young guy as opposed to invest.
You've seen throughout camp, you've seen Armstrong step up a little bit. The year 2 guy, like he could push for a back-end roster spot. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. I think Pete Sweeney had wrote that the other day somewhere.
Pete's what?
Yeah. Also, you got Jacob DeJesus looking really good. You've got Cyrus Allen getting a lot of throws from Mahomes during his stuff. So maybe you'll see that contribution. And this, even yesterday, you've seen Jalen Royal stepping up. That's huge. So maybe they know that they've got these guys on the back burner, and it was just the difference of getting Connor Embry out and Chad O'Shea in that may flip this switch for them.
Yeah. We got 4th and 7 with the KC Chiefs. Y'all think getting Snead back was a good move, right at 1-10? So I'm going to give that an easy 8. I think it's a great move. I mean, you have to think about how good L'Jarius Sneed was in our system. That's when he flourished. Obviously, the minute we traded him away, got value for him. He got paid in Tennessee. He didn't contribute much in Tennessee. And then we get him back on the cheap. When we need depth at the cornerback position, we need leadership at the cornerback position because we got a lot of young guys. I think it was an excellent move. If you can get L'Jarius Sneed out there and even get 75% of what he contributed his last year as a Chiefs cornerback, that's a win-win, brother. And also, I mean, you got to start thinking, who's our other cornerback that's maybe a veteran on this team? Christian Fulton? Like, can you rely on that guy for anything? So, I mean, I think the L'Jarius Sneed move was pretty cool. And plus, it's sentimental to people. People wanted Sneed. They didn't want him to go. They wanted him back. And now he's back wearing the same jersey number, baby, just like he never left. Hopefully he can get out there and create some havoc for us this season.
Yes, 100%. I like the L'Jarius Sneed trade. I have this. We can look at this. I think the contract was good. Spot Rack's reporting that it's a 1-year deal with a base of 1.2,
Cheap,
3.8 in incentives. Now, we don't know what the incentives are just yet. I would say it has to do with snap count, wins, maybe production of some sort.
You know why I like incentives? Because if you have to pay him that money, it was well worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. And
Great.
so I like it. I think he comes in instantly. There's even been rumblings they may move him to play a little bit more safety late in his career, help that knee a little bit. I give it an easy 7 or 8. I think it was a good move. Yes, I think it was a good, solid depth move. Did I think we needed to make it 100%? Probably not, but I don't hate it now that it's here.
I think it is beneficial. Like, it definitely made our cornerback room better.
Honestly, it's a very good foresight from Brett Veach to be preemptive on a situation.
Yeah, I think so. Damo, been a member for 23 months, says, did the Mahomes extension open up more space? If so, how much? Mike, I know you briefly touched on this a second ago. You probably know more about it than I do.
Yeah.
So I'll let you handle that.
ESPN reported, now I don't know if this is true or not, but ESPN's reporting this, and I mean, they got cap guys. I haven't been able to verify it, but they've got guys that know what they're talking about. They said that the Chiefs converted $54.45 million of Mahomes' 2026 base salary into a signing bonus. And then they say this move reduced his 2026 salary cap hit from its original $78.2 million down to $34.65 million. The adjustment opened up $43.56 million in immediate cap room. Now, I'm not for sure if that is the actual everything he saved us in total, going all the way back to the conversion number that he did earlier in the year, or I don't know if that's new. Now, I feel like that would be a lot, like particularly right this second. So I'm not 100% sure how much, and I don't want to speak on it wrong. I don't know if that $43.56 million is just this, extra extension money, or I don't know if that goes back and includes his original conversion as well, and they're just putting all the numbers together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. So, I mean, there's reasons why they do everything. I doubt the Patrick Mahomes extension and the new contract and everything was just because. Like, there's definitely a reason for it. Brett Veach is playing chess, baby. We all know that. He's ahead of the game.
Okay, and so doing just a little bit more investigative work, that one did go all the way back to the February 18th. So they still don't, there's no definitive answer if this new one has freed up anything.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
So I debunked that one pretty quick. Yeah.
Mike out here doing investigative work. Guys, appreciate y'all being here today. It's freaking awesome of you. Do us a favor, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. We need all y'all's help. So share us out with your friends, family, all that fun stuff. We're going to take a quick second here and make some selections for Prize Picks, baby.
Shout out Prize Picks for sponsoring today's episode. Let's make a little bit of an entry here. Let's do some World Cup action. I'm going to take Mexico attacker Julian Quiñones for more 0.5 first half shots. And I'm going to take Santiago Jimenez versus South Africa, 0.5 first half shots as well. Let's also take Czech attacker Patrick Schick at Korea with 0.5 first half shots. We're going to go more there as well. We're going to lock that in. Remember, you guys can follow along with us on Prize Picks at All Chiefed Up. Be sure to go to the link in the description and sign up using code HMA. Now back to the show.
Let's go, baby. Do it to it. If you don't got Prize Picks, get down in the description, click that link, and use that code HMA. And we appreciate them sponsoring today's live stream. And we appreciate you guys being here. We got some more to talk about. Let's talk about that Rice update you briefly mentioned. How about that?
Yeah, we'll talk about Rice. 1 second. During that, I did find that the New York Times has said, no, the new extension will not open up additional salary cap space in 2026. That just got released. So we've solved that puzzle. It took a few minutes, but we solved it. There is going to be no cap relief.
Mike pieced it together like freaking Colonel Mustard over here, baby, while we're trying to have a show.
The Lord's work out here. Hey, Steve, what's Pete Sweeney talking about up here?
He said Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said head athletic trainer Rick Burkholder has been in contact with Rashee Rice on his injury rehab. Quote, he's on top of that. Thank goodness they're allowing him to do it. So that's a great update. So Rashee Rice incarcerated, but he's being allowed to do his rehab on his knee. So hopefully not missing a beat. He'll have that 30 days behind him here soon. Should be ready for camp. And I think, like you said earlier, they have high hopes that Rashee Rice is going to come in here, get his shit together, play the full season, and play at a high level. I really hope so, dude.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they were able to work with him. Again, only in the NFL are you going to see wild stories like this, because I'm sure with the general public, you wasn't getting to do some top-notch rehab work. But they made it happen. Good for them. Rashee Rice should be out next week. He should be ready to go. We've got a couple weeks before we get into all the good stuff. So he's got a little bit more time to develop. But that was the main concern, Steve, was he wasn't going to be able to rehab immediately after that surgery, and it could potentially cause the rehab to take longer or mess up the entire surgery procedure and cause him to have to redo it. And that would have been a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, let's talk about some more wide receiver stuff, man. Andy Reid touched on Xavier Worthy, too. Charles Gobin tweeted out, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid on Xavier Worthy. Quote, he's really had a nice camp. He looks stronger. We've put him in a lot of the primary positions, and I thought he did a nice job through all of it. I know a lot of people have been concerned with Xavier Worthy, to be quite honest about it. He didn't have the greatest season last year. He had to play injured the whole time because of the friendly fire hit from Travis Kelce. He had to have the surgery after the season. But kudos to him for toughing it through the season last year. Last season sucked ass, not just for us, for everybody on that football team. And Xavier Worthy played through an injury, probably pretty uncomfortable and painful one, through the rest of the season and really stuck with it. And then, of course, had that surgery done. So I think a lot of people are concerned about Xavier Worthy, man. They think it's time for him to have a breakout season and prove why he was the number one draft pick that we traded up for.
I absolutely
first round draft pick, I should say.
I feel like I'm on board with the guys who think that Worthy could have that potential breakout this year. To me, it feels like year 3, he's had a lot of bad luck so far. But, I mean, there were times in year 1 where maybe Patrick Mahomes missed a few throws that caused him to leave a lot on the field. And so I think he could get there. If he can get a little bit more healthy, have some luck in that regard. And then I think that's why they're being purely precautionary here with these yellow jerseys. It's not a big deal, but I think he looks quicker. He looks faster. From what I can tell, his footwork's getting better at the top of his route. To me, his route stems look a lot more crisp. I think Chad O'Shea's working wonders out there. And so I'm excited to see it. And I really do think Worthy could step up this year. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I think that Xavier Worthy could have a breakout season. Everything's lined up for that. I think that we saw flashes in his rookie season that Xavier Worthy is more than just a guy that can run fast. He does a lot of things well, and I think he's going to continue to grow. We saw a lot of development with him about halfway through his rookie season when we went and got DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins kind of took him under his wing, worked with him, and you saw Xavier Worthy starting to do some things that you didn't think Xavier Worthy could do. And I think he's going to continue to get better and better and hopefully prove a lot of people wrong in the fact that he's one-dimensional and also prove everybody wrong in the fact that he is unreliable, because I think, as he is small. He is undersized, and everybody's worried about his injuries. But, I mean,
he's a tough kid.
Dude, he took a brutal injury right off the rip last season. He played through it. So I think he's showing that he's tough, and I'm excited for it. I hope he has a good season. Mike Garafalo tweeted out, Mike, that former Jets and Lions tight end Kenny Yeboah is signing with the Arizona Cardinals. Yeboah, who attended Chiefs minicamp on a tryout basis, heads to Arizona after missing all of last season due to injury. So shifting over to that tight end room there, you talked about a little bit on a video a couple days back that the Chiefs might be showing their hand that they're not happy with the tight end room at the moment. You got Kelce, who's obviously getting up there in age. You have Noah Gray, who had a down season last year. You got Jared Wiley, who's coming off a major injury from a year ago, didn't do much last year. And then you've got Jake Brenningstool, who's still injured, by the way, still not participating. And then we were able to get UDFA, my boy, John Michael Gillenborg, I think has an opportunity to be good, but he's injured as well.
Right.
So it's kind of a thin, I wouldn't say
they
bad
brought in
looking room, but it's not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, I touched on that yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I've been doing so much crap. I don't even know what day it is. But Yeboah and Mason Pline, they brought them in, and I think it's because, like you said, Brenningstool's not got back, and we've not seen a lot from Gillenborg. He did a lot during that first rookie camp, but this mandatory OTA stuff, he hasn't really been out there, and so that takes away a good receiving target. So I think they were going to find somebody that could fill that role, at least for the time being, just in case something happens. But this is why we kept telling everybody, like, it's tough to, like, buy into guys like Jake Brenningstool and things like that because you just can't do it. And even Gillenborg, do I think he could be successful in the league if given an opportunity? Yes. But is he going to be able to stay healthy? It just doesn't come together for a lot of players like that we hope it does. And so I think Brett Veach was saying, look, we didn't do a lot to address it, but I've got to start, like, chipping away at it a little bit. But the Cardinals took Yeboah off the table, so it's Pline or nobody.
At the moment. I mean, there's definitely other
at the
options.
moment.
But, I'm kind of in the middle on that. I don't think the Chiefs are super worried about the tight end room because they didn't address it.
No, I don't think it's dire.
They didn't even address it. They didn't care all offseason.
Right.
So, but I'm with you. I think they could have had that thought in the back of their mind, like maybe we should have. Right. Maybe we need some insurance. But
I think they like Trey Watson too. That's another name people keep forgetting, but they brought him back this year. I think they like what he brings. He brings a little bit more blocking as well, kind of the old bulldozer kind of stuff. With Bell, the Belldozer. I'm sorry, Belldozer. It's been a long day.
Close enough. Grayskull with the 2 bombs says, Mike, how you feeling after that surgery, brother? You sound good.
Yeah, I think I sound a little better. I don't feel like I have a golf ball in the middle of my face. But it was rough, man. Like, I don't know if anybody's had nasal surgery, but, like, bleeding and just all kinds of stuff for, like, a week, maybe 10 days. Some days it would swell a little bit. Some days it wouldn't. But I'm telling you, even with the swelling, it didn't feel nowhere near as swollen as, like, my allergies and everything in my face constantly. So it's been nice. Let's hope they don't grow back. I hear horror stories that they can come back. If it does, let's let it be 20 years down the road. How about that?
Hey, you're tough. You're going to be good, brother. You're going to be good.
I survived it all with Tylenol.
We got Pop in the house with the 10.
Let's go.
Gifted memberships. Let's freaking go, Pops.
Pops in the house.
Let's go. If you guys got one of those, make sure to thank the old man in the chat. And welcome to the crew, baby. Good time to be a part of the ACU crew, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's a busy time. It's going to cool down just a little bit here, but look, everybody's fired up for Chiefs football. I think we'll be fine. We'll get to camp. It's all going to be good.
Yeah, for sure. We got a 2 bomb from Chiefs 007. Says Johnny Smith would be great in this offense. Still talking about the tight end room there. So potentially, I mean, Johnny Smith, a lot of people kind of wrote him off, and then he came back, I think it was with New England, and had a pretty good season.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he could fit in this offense. I mean, there are options out there. I don't think there's any options out there that is going to make everybody like warm and fuzzy and be like, hey, we got a good one. He could replace Kelsey. I don't think there's that unless you go trading. But, I mean, I think for this season alone, I'm with Travis Kelce. Like I said, he's being pretty optimistic on his stats, saying that he could have 1,200 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns. And I don't know what his obsession with the number 12 is. I don't know if he was throwing something out there.
Is that like a Taylor Swift thing?
I don't know.
I don't keep up with it enough to know.
Yeah, I'm not for sure. But either way, I do think that Travis Kelce could have a really good season. He had a down year a couple of years ago. And that's when everybody started to get down on Travis Kelce a little bit, be like, oh, he's aging, he's lost a step and this and that. And there might be something to that. I mean, the guy's 37 years old. But Travis Kelce had a pretty good season last year on a bad football team. I mean, he was still one of the top 2-3 tight ends in the entire NFL last season. I think Trey McBride was the only one that outperformed him, and Trey McBride is a young dog. So, I mean, that's not nothing to scoff at, that Kelce was right there with him. I think, Kelce could have a good season. If this team can get their chemistry back, if Kenneth Walker can have that effect that everybody thinks he's going to have and open this offense up a little bit, Travis Kelce could be right back to being a nuisance to other teams, brother. And Pat, like I said, he's coming off that injury, and he's going to want to rely on Old Faithful. and he's going to want to use that security blanket. And Travis Kelce's that, man. I think he could have a big year. But yeah, Jonnu Smith would be a cool option. Appreciate the 2-bomb, Chiefs 007. But yeah, I don't know if they'll. I don't know if they'll dabble with it too much, to be honest. I think if they wanted to go, that route, they might have already done that. Like, it's kind of weird for me that they were bringing in tryouts, Like, I'm with you. Like, maybe they thought they needed something there, but I think it was probably nothing more than just the typical off-season stuff,
Yeah. I mean, Jonnu's getting a little bit older. I mean, he kind of got left off he got squeezed there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if he fits. He fits us. Like, I could see us using him for sure. I just don't know if that's what Andy and them want to go to because of that. Like, I could honestly see him ending up with, like, Sean Payton or something like that. Like, you never know.
Julia, that's the reason why Mike was so bad he had to have surgery done.
Yeah.
Kentucky's
exactly
a beautiful state. It's a beautiful state. It's nothing like people describe it. Like, people wear shoes here. Now, if you want to get over to the mountains by West Virginia, then we might talk differently. But, I mean, for the most part, Kentucky's a beautiful state. It's great. But it's brutal with allergies. It's just stupid. Like,
yeah.
That's definitely...
And you're onto something. I should not be living here with these allergies. I need to go and not develop new allergies.
Well, I have an ever-growing list of why I have to get the hell out of Kentucky, right? And allergies is on the list. Like, that's like something I don't take lightly. It's like, I would probably just feel overall better somewhere else, I could breathe easier. But let's go, man. Let's what do you think? What do you think about this team so far, as far as just how the roster's coming together? Do you like what Brett Veach is doing so far, just overall? I mean, we talked about a lot of different things today, and of course we're just getting through OTAs and everything. But how do you feel so far compared to what you felt at the end of last season after the big letdown,
Right. Like, I still feel like we're in a rebuild mode. What does rebuild mode look like with this team? We've seen that rebuild can be a championship year, especially when you got Patrick Mahomes. Now, Mahomes is coming off that injury, so that still remains to be seen. I still think he's getting back by week 1. I think he's recovered well from it. They mentioned today that he didn't have to go through all the conditioning stuff, but he'll do it at a later date. So, Mahomes looks to be doing well. I think you got to take the heat off with Kenneth Walker. Are they going to commit to the run game? I think that we've turned some things that were weaknesses into partial strengths. I just think the main takeaway from this is it's still just June. You can be deceived by a lot of things. You can be fooled by a lot of players and highlights and this and that. I have to reserve some judgment until at least we start hitting each other in training camp. Other than that, though, I'll say Brett Veach has done a decent job putting this roster together with what he's had to work with. And I think he's done a hell of a job when it comes to moving players like Wanya Morris. That's basically just taking up space and getting something in return. So I'll give Brett Veach a solid B+, A- for this offseason for sure. Be a draft and everything.
And I think something that could be kind of an underdog, kind of like an overlooked thing that Brett Veach has done this offseason, because you think about all the free agency acquisitions, the big splash with Kenneth Walker and stuff like that, and then you think about the draft. But I think that Brett Veach did a really damn good job this year, Mike, at adding UDFAs that are promising and that could crack the 53-man roster. They're not just going to be part of this team for camp. They're not just going to be practice squad players. These are guys that could actually crack the 53 and contribute. And I got 3 off the top of my head. I mean, John Michael Gillenborg, how I feel about him. I think if he can get healthy, get on the field, and be able to prove that he can be a pass-catching weapon, they might pop him on the roster and use him, brother.
He's got a shot, yes.
But they have safety Xavier Wampa. That guy could absolutely make the 53-man roster. And then, of course, Khalil Benson, who you've already been talking about. So, I mean, I think that Brett Veach has kind of knocked it out of the park this offseason. I love the fact that he's been more active than usual. I like the fact that he actually went out and made a splash in free agency, because I've been saying for years, you can maintain by drafting well. And that's up for debate, too. I mean, we've had those conversations. Is Brett Veach really as good at drafting as people think he is? Is he just normal? Is he middle of the road for the NFL? I don't know. You can argue about that. But I've been thinking, if you want to get back to, elite levels where your team just is out there romping people and extremely fun to watch and everything, you're going to have to add to the team with proven players at some point. And I've been saying that. Like, we have been dropping the ball in free agency every season. This year is different, dude. He went out and signed the best running back in football. Well, not the best running back in football, but a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Like a guy that's going to fit this offense really well. A guy that's got home run ability. A guy that gives us so much that we haven't had in years. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be cool. I'm very optimistic for the season.
Absolutely. You name 3. I'll give you a few more. I think that I really do think he shined in the UDFA class this year. I think if you look at running backs, I think Jaden Ott, if he can stay healthy, they see something with him and he can provide some receiving. I think he pushes Brashard Smith there at the end of the roster. Now, I don't know if he makes the team, but he does have a shot. I think he would be in the mix. You didn't talk about Jeff Caldwell. I think Jeff Caldwell is pretty good. He could do it. Jacob DeJesus, he's been showing out. And if he can add some special teams and different things, Jacob
I just
DeJesus
think about the Big
has got a shot.
Lebowski every time someone's talking about DeJesus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then offensive line, Pete Nigra from U of L. I discussed him earlier. I think that kid's got a really good shot of being able to be that inside interior swing guy that could give C.J. Hansen and guys like that a run for it. If you want to go to the defense, you mentioned Wampa. I think Deshaun Singleton out of Nebraska looks really good. I would like to see more of him. Wesley Basaint. And then you've got a couple corners out there that can actually play as well. Bryce Phillips out of San Diego State. Zelmar Vetter out of Houston looks pretty good too. So there are a lot of good candidates at UDFAs that could push this roster. And I'm not saying they're all going to make it. I'm not saying whatever, but I'm saying they are going to push for back-end roster spots. And there's probably 1 or 2 more that'll come, by the time we put on the pads, you might have another guy or 2 step up. Somebody like Anthony Dunn or, VJ Anthony out of Duke. You may have anybody step up when it gets to that point. So as of right now, though, this UDFA class looks pretty strong.
Yeah, I think so. I think overall it's pretty cool. You guys let us know in the chat how you feel about it. Appreciate y'all being here, by the way. Do us a favor, hit that like button. Help us out a little bit. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should totally go do that. Trying to get to 100K, man. That's the ultimate goal. We're a little over halfway. We just need some help. So if you haven't hit it and you watch, go hit the button. Not a big deal. Also, you can share us out with your friends and family. Know where to get some good Chiefs content. Mike been knocking some videos out the park lately, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say that. These videos have been excellent. And if you haven't been watching those, make sure you get a start on that because they've been really, really good. Good information. And, yeah, I mean, now that things are happening, OTAs are taking place. I mean, there's a lot to keep up with sometimes. People are living their everyday lives. You get home from work, pop on that too, baby. And Mike going to tell you all about it and give you the full shebang right in one sitting. And it's been really good. So you guys check it out. And yeah, I did kind of skip over Jeff Caldwell. And I didn't mean to do that intentionally. But he is probably the one that I think Chiefs fans are most horned up about. I think people are very excited about Jeff Caldwell. So I just wanted to touch back on that for a split second and also voice that I'm excited for Jeff Caldwell. Local guy, went to high school up the road. So got to cheer for him. And he broke the RAS score. He broke the entire system. Yeah,
they're like, look, we got to add extra points.
We're going to have to make somebody over a 10. So, I mean, the athleticism is off the charts, dude. And a big guy, like a big body, and it's crazy. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all we got about the Chiefs today. If you guys have any questions, get down in chat, let us know. And while you're doing that, I want to talk about something else, Mike, something a little off script. It's football related.
What do you got?
I don't know. You guys watching that UFL, baby? What about them Louisville Kings? What about them Louisville Kings, okay? Hey, hometown, got to rep them. What a run. What a run. First year in the league, playing the championship game, Mike. What do they call it? The something bowl. They took the bowl.
I have no idea what the bowl is, but
either way, playing in D.C. Saturday, and we're going to go over to Pops and grill out steaks and watch the game, baby. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Football's football, man. It's fun to watch, and the rules are different, and it's weird, but, I watched them beat that Battlehawks ass the other day. And,
That's a good game.
Sorry,
Good
St.
game.
Louis people. But what about the kicker, bro? That dude that dude's going to be on an NFL team this coming season. There's no way. The dude's hit like 3. And then in one game, he hit 2 60-plus yarders at clutch moments.
Right. Do you like the 4-point 60-plus yard field goal?
I think it's kind of cool, especially with a kicker like Harrison Butker. Sure, sign us up.
Is it not made to prevent ties? You know what I mean? Because you get down, you're like, we just got to get in the field goal and we tie. But I think it's to prevent that.
It also is that way because they have you cannot punt once you pass the 50-yard line rule.
Oh, I did not know that they had that rule.
If you pass that 50-yard line, you can't punt.
Now, I don't like that one because, but I mean, a lot of NFL coaches won't do that anyway.
I don't want any of these rules to bleed over to the NFL. Don't get me wrong. I love the traditional. Like, I want the rules to be what the NFL is, and that's how it is. But for what it is, an alternative league, I do think it's fun. I don't know if you guys watch it. You guys will have to let me know in the chat, but I think it's pretty fun. It's cool seeing a lot of guys that, didn't quite pan out in the NFL and being able to get over, like James Robinson, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He's running back for the Jaguars. He's killing it with the Louisville Kings.
Yeah, that's a heck of a backfield with him and Benny Snell.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. But, yeah, good to see everybody today. Been a minute. Glad to be back. Glad to see everybody. And, yeah, it's been fun. So you guys do us a favor, hit that like button on the way out. Shout out Prize Picks for sponsoring today's live stream. Make sure to get down in the description, click that link, download it. Use code HMA. And you guys have a good one. We'll be back with more content later on. See you next time. Go Chiefs.
Get wild.